All right, now that's one chamber of your illustrious career. Of course, we fast forward to the Gravediggaz, who absolutely, of course, Trees, our cameraman, speaks highly of you. He says the greatest moment of his life was when he was at a cocaine party where everybody was blowing lines and they're all screaming. Yeah, 4 months ago, they're all screaming Gravedigger lines at the top of their lungs. When the Gravediggaz came out, y'all were really on some revolutionary shit, but the floodgates opened after you, and horrorcore was all over the place. How did you feel about that as far as the floodgates opening? Did you feel like, oh, all these motherfuckers are biting us? Or did you feel proud that you gave birth to a movement?
Well, actually, you know, before we even got picked up by G Street, we shopped a demo for like a year. So it's funny, we got turned down by a lot of labels. I go on.
Name them.
Jive turned us down.
They didn't think Gravediggaz would sell.
Def Jam turned us down. Tommy Boy turned us down.
Good look, Russell.
You know, there was and that's why the Flatliners came out. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there was a lot of offshoots, which was kind of messed up because they wouldn't sign us, but they would sign the Flatliners, or they wouldn't sign us, but they signed. I don't know. I forgot who else was that. Half Pit, Half Dead, and all these other people.
What was the articulate reasoning for these labels turning you down when you were the Gravediggaz?
A lot of them said that back then they said we were old school and our careers were over. So, meaning the RZA,
right?
Because he had We Love You Rakim back then.
Right.
Fruquan, who was in Sonic, myself, who was in Sonic and in De La Soul,
right.
And Poetic, who did God Made Me Funky. So it's like, oh, those guys, they're played out. Nobody wants to see them, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And it's hard, man.
Did you guys ever have a legitimate discussion? Like, these record labels are turning us down. Maybe this Gravediggaz shit isn't going to work out.
Well, like I said, it was a year shopping, and I remember it was literally like I said, yo, okay, after this week, you know, if it doesn't happen, because RZA started working on putting Wu-Tang together,
right.
and starting getting a Protect Your Neck single together, and, you know, Poetic had a job at a bakery or whatever, and I was like, yo, if it doesn't happen within this week, we'll just drop it. And
right.
as you know, as God is all powerful, within that week, literally, we got a call from G Street. So
right.
Go figure. You know, if that hadn't happened, I don't think we would just went our separate ways.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned RZA, of course. You've worked with Kane, you've worked with Dell, all these cats. These are all seasoned, opinionated veterans. When you get in the studio with these cats and you're the producer, do you chief the session? I mean, what's it like walking into a session with Kane and saying, yo, this is how it's going to be? Is that how it's like?
I mean, you understand a lot of, well, there's a difference between today's producer and yesterday's producer. Like, yesterday's producer is that dude who comes in and says, yo, I need this, this, and this from you. And usually when you go in as a fan. Right. So, you know, before I can even work with a lot of these dudes, I'm fans of their work. And I know what I want to hear from them, and I guess the type of style and, you know, whatever I want to get from the performance. So, I mean, that has a lot to do with it as well. So, yeah, and a lot of times if I'm producing a record, they are asking me. So it's a mutual respect. You know, I don't go in like, oh, man, you whack, man. Give me the mic.
Right.
You know, it's...
But what's a session like in the studio with Prince Paul? Do you freely chief the session, or is it a building?
Nah. I mean, I expect, you know, the best out of everyone. I mean, you know, a lot of not a lot, but a few people might tell you this, like, yo, either, you know, I'm a slave driver, man. I'll make you do it over and over again until it's right. You know, and at the same instance, I'm that easy. If it feels right, you know, the first time, then it's just a go. That's it. Then we're done.
Right.
You know, and sometimes I'm in awe. Like when I work with Slick Rick, I just watched him. I was like, wow, yo, he's ill.
Right.
Like he just rhymed sitting on a stool with a cup of coffee. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like, wow, that's like, never seen nobody do that before. And just relaxed.
All right, now let's fast forward 2008 to wrap everything up. Wow. Of course, Prince Paul, Handsome Boy Modeling School, things like that. What can we expect in the near future from you?
Near future, I did an album for the Souls of Mischief that should be out later this year, which is, if you like throwback, if you like anything early 90s, I purposely did a throwback record, and to me, it's pretty ill.
Why did you choose to work with Souls of Mischief?
Because I haven't worked with a group in a long time, and just like anything, man, you want to hone your skills and production skills. You know, I work with solo artists and projects and stuff here and there, but I haven't worked with a group. Right. And I knew it's been a while since they put out an album, and I knew it would be a challenge to give them something quality after all this time, and people kind of like, oh, okay, whatever they're doing, and kind of give something that people go, wow, that's it's kind of wild, that's not bad. So, I don't do easy work, man. Like if I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but if you pit me against a lot of producers, you said earlier, my work, I think with my portfolio is a lot more diverse than theirs are. Like I've done kids records, comedy records, try to bring people back from back in the day. I've done Hands Away Modeling School, rock records. I've done it all. So, So
you got the Souls of Mischief jumping off. Anything else we can expect?
Right now is the Baby Loves Hip Hop, the Dino 5, which is Mecca, Ladybug Mecca, Wordsworth, Charlie Tune, and Scratch. That's out. And Ari the Rugged Man, you mentioned him earlier.
Definitely a favorite of ours.
I scored, did some scoring in this movie that he's just finished with this Frank Henleiter. It's called Bad Biology. So there's music in that. I'm scoring a documentary now called Pressure Cooker. I got a list of stuff, but for now, that'll.
We want to thank you for coming on undergroundhiphop.com, and please continue working with weirdos and stepping the fuck out the box and innovating shit. We really appreciate. Salute, man. You're a definite favorite of ours, man. Undergroundhiphop.com. Prince Paul, any last words?
You know what? You could download other people's music. Just buy mine.